themselves, knowing the Tankifed is such a dominant Parasite player. As we could see there in game number 1, creating a lot of chaos and creating a lot of space, getting kill after kill in that very deadly mid lane. And I assume that he is going to continue that trend, or at least try to continue that trend here in game number 2 as well. So now it's up to Sync Esports to actually counter this somehow. There is the Ophelia, we talked about that, Forest Heroes. We both would like to see some kind of a Forest Hero here for Sync Esports.
Yeah, and although Zlap plays a really good Ophelia, arguably one of the best, if not the best, it would already be up against both a Behemoth and a Parasite, which you could argue are very good at dealing with Ophelia throughout the game. So it's an option. However, if they do choose to go for it here, I think it could potentially backfire. So Serenia is shadowing the Tempest, so we could definitely see a Tempest in the hands of Zlap this game. But they're going to go for the support option, which is the safer pick at the moment with the Rhapsody.
This is like, what happened with Moira? Why did that hero go from being first pick to just simply not being touched anymore? Did it get nerfed badly, or?
I think the stun duration nerf, on top of a little bit of damage coming off of the Shards of Harkon, really it does affect Moira's early game a little bit. The Mana Sender and the Ephemeral Forge pretty much still are the same. They're really good abilities, on top of the Arcane Vortex being able to, do what it does in team fights, put a hold on things, set up for your teammates to get there and do some damage and whatnot. But I think the changes to the Shards of Harkon definitely have hurt the hero a little bit. Thus, we've been seeing a lot of newer supports being picked up more often on the scene. And we have a Cersei
here.
being picked up.
Talking about the supports, they are gonna value Cersei higher than, well, every other support option, simply said. Nobody banned so far, and only one picked up is Rhapsody. So they had a lot to choose between, and they're actually gonna go for the Cersei. I'm not entirely sure why that's the case, or why you would want to show or display these heroes this early on. I feel like you could have waited. Maybe it's just a mind trick, and you just want to create confusion almost for the Hellborn team. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, why do you think they picked up the Cersei this early?
I'm honestly in the same boat as you. Cersei is normally a support hero that we see picked up in certain scenarios. The most notable one is against the Sandwraith, which we did see last game played by Imboboy. However, there is no Sandwraith picked up this game, and in fact, it actually gets banned. So maybe they picked up the Cersei to force Sync to ban the Sandwraith, thinking that they would want it. So it could be some kind of a mind game trick, for all we know.
Why do you want Cersei together with the Sandwraith?
I think just so that Sync couldn't take it from them. But again, like that.
But why would they take it from them when the left team has the Cersei?
Yeah, well, I mean, they picked it so that Sync couldn't take it like later in the drafting. But I don't know. I think we're trying to decipher this like way too much. I mean, Cersei on its own is a very solid hero. Her only main weakness is that she has a poor laning stage, but once you make it out of that phase of the game, the hero is very disruptive, and he basically acts as a secondary carry for your team, or he could take over an initiator with a big ultimate as another option. There isn't anything on the board for Sync just yet that screams we need to take the spell over, so that is something definitely to question with the Cersei pick so far.
There is the Magmus, the Bubbles, the Doctor Repulsor are banned for the Legion team, and then for the Hellborn team, Dark Lady, the Sandwraith, and the Riptide. Riptide, a hero that we have seen a lot of in this previous cycle, or in this current cycle as well, cycle number 4. So understandable, of course, one of the strongest 1v1 heroes. You guys like to play it from time to time, safe to say. Fussy talked about it a little bit yesterday, about how strong it is, especially together with that Prophet. So we've also seen you guys run, but we only got 6 seconds left now for Evil Corporation's 4th pick. It's going to be a Prisoner. Boom, boom, boom. Why do we want a Prisoner? Is it to counter the Midas?
Yeah, it's Prisoner's pretty good against the Midas. It's a solid initiator to have with the Behemoth, I guess. Behemoth can set up early roams with the Prisoner um, to set up kills, and also with a good prison break, they could set up a big shockwave. But yeah, as far as countering heroes, it's only really good against the Midas so far specifically. But it's an okay pick, seeing as how they did ban out the bubbles in the second stage.
Last final pick. 15, total 18 seconds left. They need a hard carry. They need something for Imba Boy. Swiftblade is on the board. Is that a viable option?
Um, I don't know if they're gonna go for a Switchblade, seeing as how they're against a War Beast. I think we're gonna see a ranged carry this game from. Okay, no, we're gonna see an Oogie. They're
Oogie boogie.
going for the more tanky strat.
Yeah, for
Uh,
melee heroes. Seems to be the trend today.
Oogie is pretty decent against War Beast in the sense that he builds very tanky and a lot of armor. So it is very hard for War Beast to put a lot of damage into an Oogie. However, Sync picks up the Mage Bane, seeing as how that was on the board still. And that is definitely a pretty decent counter to Oogie with the most recent change to the mana consumption, now burning percentage of mana pool. So
Oh, really?
thus it scales a lot better. You could argue, or at least I would say Foremost would probably tell you that before this change, Magebane wasn't the biggest deal for Oogies. As long as you get like a Nullstone and a Sheepstick, you can pretty much deal with a Magebane late game. But now with the new mana combustion taking percentage of mana pool, it drains Oogie's mana really fast, and you'll as the game progresses, I think you're definitely going to notice Oogie's mana pool dropping in team fights. As long as Magebane, of course, is able to sit there and auto attack him.
I guess the same thing works with or I guess the same thing counts for the Geometer's Bane in that case, with the percentage.
I believe illusions. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on this, but I believe the illusions only do, I think, the initial part of the mana combustion.
Maybe
So,
it's 33 percentage of the mana drain.
uh, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure the illusions do not do. Uh, I
Full
think they don't
damage
do
or
the
full mana
percentage.
drain.
I
Yeah,
think they don't do the percentage portion of the combustion.
I think you're right with that assumption. But
Yeah, I think
how
that'd be
much
super insane.
exactly? That's something we will find out later on, I guess. Lanes, as far as they go, can we expect anything crazy here?
Um, I think we're gonna see standard lanes coming out. We're gonna see Prisoner mid, Cersei babysitting the Oogie, Behemoth long lane, Parasite in his own jungle, and the same lane setup for Sync with Magebane in the short lane, Morbius jungling. Um, the only thing is maybe where Midas and Meraxes go. Um, I believe you can Arcane Shield the Cersei's Entrapment, seeing as how it's a projectile. But I'm not 100% sure the interaction between those two abilities. Um,
Which one did you say, the Meraxes?
the Arcane Shield with the Cersei Entrapment, I believe you can shield it,
How was
but
it? Yeah.
I'm not confident enough to say you can. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll see that interaction throughout the game.
I think it was something a little bit odd about that when it was first.
So if that is the case, we could most likely say we'll see Meraxes in the long lane with a Midas mid.
Yeah, what was it that I was thinking about? I think it was something similar to, like, you know how Swiftblade, if he has the shackle applied to him,
Right.
and then he spins, he gets rid of it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you know, if it's like there's something similar, like
Same with Shrunken Heads and Geometer's Bane. If the shackle's applied, you can just destroy or like take it off. But if it's put on after those abilities are used, like you can shackle after Shrunken Head is used.
At
Uh,
some point when Cersei was released, it worked on magic immune targets as well if you
uh,
applied entrapment after it was activated, similar to the shackle.
okay.
Um, but I
Yeah,
don't think that's the case
we're
anymore. I don't know
gonna
how
see
Arcane
Midas
Shield
in the long
works.
lane.
Midas in the
Yeah,
long lane, okay, being
yeah,
played
and
by
Meraxes
Sid.
is in the mid. So they're valuing Meraxes getting more farm, so he can get an earlier portal key, and letting Midas um, get what he can get in the long lane. Which I think makes more sense. That way they have the guaranteed initiation on their Meraxes.
Yeah, I agree. They absolutely need some kind of initiation here. Like if they wouldn't have been able to get that, or if Meraxes would have been down the suicide lane and he wouldn't have been able to get any farm, if he would have been suffering, then they literally have no other hero in their lineup that could actually set up kills. Obviously Midas combo isn't the easiest to hit on long range, and I don't have a behemoth or something similar like that that can actually help with setting it up either. They desperately need that portal key on Meraxes, so it makes sense here, the decision behind the lanes. Hellhound from Slapped is lurking around the corner a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it on cam, but Parasite actually infested one of the first two minions, and he's gonna actually infest the second one there. But a nice job from Zlap resummoning to not give Tankafit experience from the second Hellhound. So he's gonna have infest on cooldown
Wait,
for
what?
20 seconds. If
You
you
say?
if you resummon the wolves, so if Zlap summons them while Tankafet is infested in one, resummoning will kick Parasite out of the one that he's in, and he won't get any gold for it.
What the hell?
Yeah, because he has to consume the creep, or it has to die under his possession for him to get the experience and gold.
That's cheating.
So, no, not really. It's just good play coming out from Mr. Zlapt.
Speaking about... Whoa, wait, actually, action on the top lane, or Behemoth is taking a little bit of pressure. He does have the Marchers though, so shouldn't necessarily go down, but he wants the experience from the creeps, but Sirene is doing a really good job at boxing him out, and he's gonna be forced away. Damn, it feels like Sirene has Marchers as well. She's so damn fast with this Rhapsody hero.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at the positioning of the lane in the top lane, simply due to Behemoth already. I believe he used the fissures with them. I wasn't paying attention with the mana missing, but I think Sync or the Mage Bane played by Axern and the Rhapsody just did a nice job of body blocking their own creeps. So the creeps actually met towards their tower, which that is what I assume happened. I didn't catch it, but I want to say nice job by Sync there.
Look at the Fissure block, by the way. Oh, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, so in them doing this forces Behemoth to leave the top lane for fear of dying, since the position of the lane is too far up into the lane.
Yeah, what is the best way to block the suicide lane as a Behemoth? Like, I've seen so many players, so many comp players just do different things every single time. Sometimes they leave the archer, sometimes they block twice, sometimes they block once. I still don't know, because obviously this one didn't work out very well, at least. That might have been coming down to Sync, esports actually handling it really well. But still.
Yeah, that's what I imagine happened. But as far as for Behemoth, I think what you want to do is you want to block it initially at the base, and then go ahead of the wave and block it in between the towers a second time, the entire wave, and that will guarantee that the lane position moves to your side of the lane. If you do block only a certain number of the creeps, then the enemy team
on the bottom, by the way. Midas might be in trouble because the Fissure is here. There is no stun, or there is no... What is that first ability called? The Tarquake on Oogie anymore, though. Emo Boy not having the best of form so far. 240. Sibbe pretty much winning this 1 versus 2 suicide lane right there.
Yeah, and they're gonna probably just really try to force him out with this Behemoth, seeing as how Zane can't get experience top. But both Oogie and Cersei are really, they're both fairly weak laners, and Midas arguably a very strong laner, on top of having the battle cry from the Warbeast. So Zibbe is able to stand his ground in this lane and apply a lot of pressure to both the Oogie and the Cersei, and get a lot of levels here in the bottom lane. So that's really really nicely done from Zibbe.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job so far, at least, keeping Oogie at bay. Near hitting level 4 at least, so getting the levels and getting closer to level 6 might not be the biggest deal this early on. Obviously not too many people that you can actually take over, but the sooner the better anyway. So Parasite, 240 gold per minute, farming somewhere. Where is he? He's inside of a Catman champion, actually heading towards the mid.
Yeah.
Behemoth as well here, but it's difficult to kill Amaraxus. He's not level 6 yet, so I guess it's now or never, but at the same time you need to hook him into the tower range, otherwise it's simply not going to be enough, even if you're 3 people.
Yeah, and on top of that, if they were to try to go for a gank, they have three melee heroes that would have been going for that gank, so he could just you know, land a multiple hero not Tarquake, excuse me, Quake stun, and most likely just walk away. Especially seeing as how the Behemoth is only level 1, his Fissure doesn't last for that long, only 1 second.
They just got level 6 on Meraxus though, so and the Catman champion actually gonna miss its stomp right there. Tankified is not gonna get credit or gold for the Catman either, and Masera is, yeah, like, you know, casually walking out of there, popping a regeneration rune when the action is over, so... oh my god, okay, he's getting it countered.
So pretty much just as I said, he gets sucked in, but he just stuns like all of them because they're all melee, and then he just walks away. He did have the Matrax, so that made it a lot harder for him to die. He's gonna go in here with
available. I do think that this might be the first blood in game number 2 here. Embrace doing his best to kite, but it's just a question of time, or it's just a matter of time, as he goes down and slept. Coming out from the forest, hitting level 6, taking the first blood, and he's now the top farmer in the game. No, wait, Magebane is still the top farmer in the game. Almost slapped.
Yeah, and it's always really scary when you give a Bloodlust to a War Beast, because he's always going to be involved in kills whenever his team does get them, simply due to having the battle cry. And that on top of he's going to be free farming while doing so. So Warbeast always a really scary hero to give a good start to, simply due to how strong he is once he does get that far.
That's safe to say. Now Rhapsody in the middle lane as well, kind of lurking over here on the left. Gonna go in right here. Matrax available once more. The first axe is going to miss, and so is the Quake Stun. Might be able to turn this one around onto Rhapsody. The hook is still on cooldown, so nope. It's gonna be a no-go, and both teams get out of there unharmed. But as this game is progressing right now, Moraxus 340 gold per minute, Magebane almost 400 gold per minute, and Warbeast 360. We got 3 heroes on the Hellborn side, all of them with greater or more farm right now than Oogie. So safe to say that Legion team is in a pretty dire position.
Yeah, I will say I definitely do agree with you. However, I want to point out one thing, and that's Cersei is getting a lot of levels. She's already level 5. And obviously that means, you know, she's nearing that level 6 mark. And although a lot of heroes on the Hellborn side are having a really good start, that also means that seeing as how they have a Cersei, that she's going to be able to take over one of those heroes. And as the game progresses, that's just going to be another farmed hero that ECX has on their side. So top lane, we do have a dive coming out on Behemoth.
Well played.
TP is coming in, but Oogie's going to go for it. This might be the wrong decision.
Cersei is here. Yeah, that didn't turn out very well. Oogie goes down as well. This game, I don't know, to me is looking like this might be over very quickly.
Yeah, and Cersei is alone here in the top lane. We do have Midas going behind. This could be a dive. Nice transmute there from Zibe, guaranteeing the kill. Really well done.
That's the third time in the last minute that Haxorn has simply just blinked in, like done 1 or 2 out attacks and then getting out of there with a kill. And I was saying, it's his turn now. I mean, the combo, this is going to be yet another kill. There's no way that Saint is going to be able to get out of here.
Really nice disjoint there from Zibe and the Midas, securing himself the ability to land the transmute there. I think even if he had missed the transmute, I think they still would have been able to dive him, but gotta point out a nice play when I see one, so really well done.
Yeah, safe to say. Well played here by Ziba, as well as the entire Sync Esports squad, as they now are, well, almost on the verge already of taking game number 2. I think it's safe to say. Behemoth, of course, level 4, 2000 gold away from his bulky. Cersei level 5, Parasite not having the greatest of times, 250 gold per minute of course, but he's not having nearly as much of an impact as he had in game number 1, where they had the dual stunners in the mid and were actually able to, you know, play a little bit more offensive. This time they had a solo prisoner. Here we go, the hook, and it's going to be successful. The Quake Stun and Matrax goes up. I'm not entirely sure what happened with the entrapment. Midas is here as well to aid his teammate in battle. Seems like they're going to be able to turn this one around. Don't think it's going to be enough for Masera to actually turn around. Here's the face hug as well. Parasite going to jump. Are they going to be able to get a kill on Sibba? They are. Double tap for
That's a
Nier.
double tap for Nier, now hitting level 6. And that's, you know, just what ECX needs to hang on in this game. It's definitely a game that they can turn. They have great heroes. Once they do get the levels up, like the Behemoth and the Cersei, you know, to make this a really good game. So we're not done just yet, says ECX.
Nope, not quite yet at least. Mage Bane though closing in on 500 gold per minute now. And got the first broadsword at least, looking to get one more. He needs an additional 1k here before he's completing that rune axe, but that's just a matter of time now, or a few minutes. He might get it at like the 12-minute mark or something if this is going to continue. This speed of farm. Meanwhile, Legion team as well, they were pushing the bot tower quite a bit. It's really low, not quite in deny range. Circe as well gonna pick up a refreshment rune as the Hellborn team is looking to clear some actions.
Yeah, and just Midas and Rhapsody doing them. I'm probably gonna be able to do that once their spells reset. So that's a lot of farm for both those two heroes. Meanwhile, Warbeast and Magebane are both farming away in the top side of the map.
That they are. Haxtron, yeah, he's gonna continue.
Biz Meraxis here in the mid lane. Warbeast gonna look to use the ulti form here if Meraxis can get the stun on to Prisoner.
Well, there are two Ward of Revelations here, so I think they spotted Meraxis being invis. Yeah, he's, I mean, running on top of it now at least, so.
Yep.
Maybe they could use this to their advantage and actually try to set up a bait. Oogie though is really low and needs to head back to base, but Tankafet at least gonna get that tier 1 tower down at the bottom, so only 4k gold away, 6k experience though, and of course when Magebane hits that rune axe timing, then it's going to skyrocket in favor of the Hellborn team as he picks up this tier 1 tower, and now he does have the rune axe, I think, delivered to him. That's before the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, this is really this is a really big start for Haxtron, and it's only going to continue to go up now that he's got the cleaver. So we could potentially see, you know, a 700 and maybe even higher GPM Magebane in the next couple of minutes, which it's going to be really hard to deal with that.
Yeah, look at the actions, by the way. They are still down there at the Hellborn spot. Rhapsody and Midas simply.
Yeah, I'm surprised they
HP.
actually chose to not finish those earlier. Obviously, that means they can't keep continuing to stack them, seeing as how they did clear them. So, not too sure about why they
able to. Maybe they were simply too
I think
weak.
they definitely were able to if they just continued to use their spells. But maybe Zibe was like, I want all the XP for myself, so
yeah, Rhapsody is
I
level
don't want to
6,
share.
so I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense. Obviously, Midas.
I think Zibe just didn't want to share with Serenia. We'll say that's what it was.
Obviously, Midas is one of those heroes as well that continues to increase his damage or overall spell damage up until level, what is it, 14? Yeah, 15 even.
Yeah,
So-
and although we do poke fun, it definitely benefits Midas to get as much experience as he can, due to how early he can hit that level 3 ultimate. Being Midas, getting it at level 12.
Are they going to be able to get this Ward of Sight? They are, just before it runs out. And now 4 members of the Hellborn team are grouped up here in the mid. Veil Draught, Moraxus got the pole key. Prisoner is in a ton of danger. Never mind, I'm just kidding. It seems like Moraxus is going to change his mind and he's going to head towards the top lane instead. Sibba is here. They got vision on Imboboy and he is low. He's really low. They need to be really careful right here. Circe is here, of course, as well. This is going to be an easy burst as Haxtron jumps in and actually tries to use his mana rift as well. Not going to be necessary though.
Yeah, and they're gonna steal Legion's tri-stacked Ancients here, which is just gonna
Sibba
further
getting
increase
another
their lead.
kill. Like, that's without a portal key. Like, he simply just ran in. Not even a Fisher attempted it from Saint's side. I didn't catch the start of that, but... Oh my god,
Was he trying
Rhapsody.
to kill someone?
Who?
Behemoth.
He died from Midas solo.
Yeah, okay. I'm not understanding what you meant. Sorry.
No, I meant Sibbe got a kill onto Behemoth without a portal key. Like he simply
Oh,
walked in.
Zibid. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you meant Behemoth was trying to kill someone without a
Ah.
portal. Yeah, it's my mistake.
Alright, well, Hellborn team at least gonna get yet another kill, and well, it simply feels like this is a matter of like just waiting for the 50-minute mark almost. Nope, they're not gonna be able to get the kill on Oogie at least, and they might actually be able to turn this one around onto Meraxus. Portal key available soon. He's gonna. No, are you kidding me?
And Warbeast goes for the Alchemist Bones.
But did you see
slightly-
that?
Kind
Masera?
of. Oh, he dropped his portal key.
Why did he say that? Items are not visible to the enemy team. They have no idea that he dropped it there.
They might have noticed that
Might
his item
have,
was
but
missing out of his inventory. But yeah,
still.
I agree with you. It's one of those things where you don't really want to tell the other team, you know. It's almost like say you pop Shrunken Head on accident, and the other team doesn't notice it, and like you say, oh crap, I shrunkened. But like the other team might not know that, so
Yeah.
you know you don't want to tell them.
It's so
I guess
deep
they
into
feel
enemy
like
territory.
since they're up so much, it's not a big deal. But you know, just one of those like things you don't normally want to mention.
Well, he did. The question is if the leading team actually paid attention to it. He got a major totem now at least instead. But he's not going to be able to make his way over there for quite some time, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Luckily for them.
There's no more couriers that you can control to just, you know, send it over there and go get it. So he's got to physically walk there and pick it up now.
Oh my god, it's luckily for them they are in a big lead already, so it shouldn't be the worst. But yeah, it's still unfortunate.
Magebane taking out yet another triple stack, and they're gonna go for this Oogie bottom. A couple more hits, and then we're gonna see a Mana Rift, and that's a dead Oogie. And you know that's a fairly tanky hero with an icon. You know, 16 minutes into the game, sitting at 16.
Mid lane, by the way, Masera going to be collapsed on 4 people from the Legion side. No, wait, what? Oh, that's Nier using the Meraxus. I was like, where's... Okay, wait. Behemoth in trouble now as well. The hook is not going to land. Nier in trouble as well. Is there any dust? No, it doesn't look like it. So Nier is going to live yet another day at least. Puzzle box gonna be picked off, but... Nier, like he has the creep aggro on top of him. Vagabond leader is gonna betray him. Going to reveal his
17 minute
position.
geometers. Bane finished by Axerin. Nearing the 650 GPM mark.
Yeah, we're closing in on what you mentioned, that 700 gold per minute. On the Magebane here, it's just a matter of time before it hits it. This is really grim right now for Evil Corporation.
Yeah, and I don't know if we've really even seen the Cersei ultimate take into place yet.
Yeah, he actually did. That was what confused me in the start of that last team fight. He actually did on Meraxus. Obviously, he doesn't have a Polki though.
Yeah, so he has to walk in and try to get somebody. And also something to note is that the early levels of Cersei ultimate don't do full damage. So even if he does manage to take over like the Magebane or whoever, he's only going to be doing 70% at the moment. So it's not even its full scare factor yet. So there's that to consider as well. So
yeah. Can Midas pick up?
oh, he's on top of a red ward. They're gonna hook him into. Actually, yeah, they use the shockwave, so he goes
They
down.
took him over as well. Midas is up and running now, but not really going to be able to find any more kills. But back to my question, Midas, is he able to pick up the Polki for Meraxus? Actually, Meraxus already picked it up, but can a teammate pick up your items?
I believe so.
Should be
Yeah,
possible,
yeah,
right?
they should be able to.
Alright, so then there is that possibility at least that someone with a Polki can actually jump in to get your Polki back. Look at this, by the way, Nier running like crazy.
I guess the Cersei illusion moves at the same speed as the Warbeast in Metamorphosis form. So Phil's left was like, get off me.
Yep. Pretty much. Now, at least, when Meraxes got his Polky back, I wonder if they're looking to close this game. I mean, obviously they're comfortable sitting back, just allowing Magebane to farm up. Almost at a 700 gold per minute mark now, and is second. They're gonna go for a kill onto Oogie as well, the haste rune, the Legion support. Where is it? Only Sursa nearby so far. Prisoner is here as well, got a Polky now, but Hellborn team closing in. I'm surprised that the Hellborn team isn't more manly. Maybe they respect the Polky under the Behemoth now as well. Haxorn gonna jump in, relatively offensive. There is the combo from Sibu, beautifully placement, hitting both Sursa and the Oogie. And yeah, of course they got the Polky onto Behemoth, but is it really gonna matter at this point? There's the shock. No, Shockwave is still on cooldown for another 20 seconds. Protect the Melody. Unfortunately not going to be successful. Tankerford is still gonna man up. He wants one kill at least before they concede this game. Is he gonna be able to get it? He is, but he is going to fall.
Yeah, they killed Gormal, so now they can be happy with the game.
Yeah, I agree. These guys fake. GG, well played. What? Yeah, it's oh my god.
So Zippy left the game and his team's like, oh, they didn't concede, come back.
Why are they not conceding though? Like,
they have a Cersei. I mean, they could take over the 750 GPM Magebane and then RKO their whole team with a Mana Rift. There's hope.
The Legion team can not even last long enough for Cersei to get get her ultimate off. Like 3 seconds, which is the time for that spell to last.
Really,
like, his entire team is gonna be dead before that.
It's looking really grim. And Warbeast's going for a Frostwolf Skull. Not a usual item we see, but simply due to how the game has been going and how farmed he is in relation to the other heroes, it's just going to allow him to absorb all of the burst damage from the Legion side, and as well as sit on top of the primarily melee core lineup that they do have. So it's an okay pickup. It's not one we're used to seeing, but makes sense for why he's gone it here.
Yeah, okay, what's going on in the mid lane? Someone looking for something. There is an Invis Moraxus, there is a smoked up Behemoth. They are going to find Moraxus. He's going to take him over as well, is he? He's going to be transmuted though by Midas. And it seems like the Hellborn team are just going to retreat and allow Masera to get picked off, yeah.
Yep, Masera's just creating space for Haxorn to farm out the entire Legion jungle, as well as Warbeast to sit up here in the top lane and basically force ECX to come up here and stop him.
I mean, they used the... No, never mind, they didn't use the Shockwave. But they used the Surge ultimate, so it's 70 seconds down. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Slap could go for the Kongor at any time now. And actually, as I say, that Haxorn jumps in with his picked up Wingbow 22 minutes into the game.
Yep, and that's just going to mean Ugi's mana pool is going to be drained in like 2 seconds, and then he's going to die to a Mana Rift.
Pretty much. And this is going to be closing in 800 gold per minute now.
What ECX should do before they concede... no, actually, I shouldn't say this. This is 2 PM. I was going to say they should all stand on top of Ugi, let Haxorn just like mana burn him, and then get an Annihilation.
Okay. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're in the right mood for that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But it would be funny on our end, at least, to see that.
Yeah, we can always ask them, but...
Stand on top of Ugi, let Haxorn get Annihilation.
Ugi's mana pool, it isn't the biggest quite yet. Obviously, it's only gone for the icon, no sheepstick or anything like that quite yet. He is at almost 400 gold per minute, but why does that even matter when he's half the gold per minute as the enemy hard carry at this point?
Yeah, and it's not really that Imboboy is playing bad by any means. It just simply comes down to the drafting stage and them allowing the Magebane to go through. As the last pick.
This is the third Veiled Rot that I've caught on camera that Slap is actually scouting with the Hellhounds. Like every single time, they're well aware of that this is going on. I mean, look at that Hellhound, just perfect position, scouting out the entire Legion team. They think they're being sneaky, but hey, think again. Here we go, to jump in on Oogie. Behemoth still got the shockwave available, and Mage Pain jumping in the background as well. Rhapsody in trouble. Nice Storm Spirit going to dodge the hook for now, and of course the Protective Melody is going to seal the deal. Now at least there is going to be a GG call, and hopefully this time it's going to go through. Seems like it is. Sync Esports gonna tie the series up 1-1.
Yep, we're gonna see game number 3. Always good to see a series go the full distance in a grand final. So I can't say I'm not excited to see a third game.
Yeah, I wonder now what we're going to get to see in terms of draft. I wonder if it's going to be a Behemoth first pick once again. Probably.
Maybe.
Probably. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. A quick break here before we are back with the final and deciding game for the grand finals. Hunters is